Hey guys, we're here in Leuca, which is in Puglia, southern Salento, in fact on the southernmost tip of Italy's heel. And this is, as you can see, a beautiful, beautiful beach town. And I have Anita here. Anita is a local tour guide, and she's going to explain to us the history of Leuca. But first, can you tell us, where did they get the name Leuca? And I understand there's a legend about mermaids and the Ionian Sea and Adriatic Sea, so if you can explain that to us.
First of all, Leuca, according to the tradition, the local tradition, is the meeting point between the Adriatic and the Ionian Sea. The name of Leuca, always according to the tradition, comes from the name of a mermaid who lived in this sea, Leucasia. She was in love with a local fisherman whose name was Melisso, but the boy was in love with a local girl, Aristola. The mermaid was really jealous and she killed the two lovers, and for this reason she was transformed by the gods into sea foam. And that's why the place that was created later received the name of Leuca, a memory for the mermaid Leucasia. Leuca was become famous later during the Christian period because here, according to the Christian tradition, Saint Peter, when he arrived here, he built the first sanctuary dedicated to the Madonna, to the Holy Virgin, that even today is well known as the Madonna of Finibus Terrae. Leuca, the Finis Terrae for the Romans, the end of the known land, today is a nice place where people come for spending beautiful days close to the sea. And even today it's famous because of the presence of what we call eclectic architectures.
Well, that's where I was going to go to next. So from what Anita explained to me earlier is that at some point this became a place for aristocrats, for the wealthy, and they would come here and build beautiful estates. And they would compete with each other. If you can see here, there's this one beautiful estate, and then it's a very eclectic community because the next house is just as beautiful but in a different architectural style. And the next one is in a different architectural style, so they all would compete who has the more beautiful building, right, in a estate.
Correct. And the creation of beautiful villas and the presence of the aristocratic families increased thanks to the presence of the aqueduct, of the Apollyon aqueduct that was taken here during Mussolini's period. The aqueduct works finished here in Leuca in 1939, and from that moment all Puglia, including the southwest part of Salento, could enjoy of drinkable water.
Okay, so Anita explained earlier that they always had a water problem here, and then in the early 1900s they decided to build aqueducts bringing water here, and then when it was finally completed in the 1920s or 1930s, Mussolini commanded a waterfall to be built right in the distance there. I don't know if you can see it. And brought also a pillar in from Rome in celebration for the aqueducts to be completed. Another interesting thing that Anita explained is that when these homes were built during that period, it was looked down upon for women of status to have tans. Tans were for the workers, the people that work outside. So the women, each of these homes had their own private bath. And here's the bathhouse for this home. And so the women then would go into the ocean away from the sun.
Correct.
Outside of the sun. Correct?
And the name of each structure, even today, is bagnarole. In Italian, bagno is bath. So bagnarole were the structures where people, where women, could swim, could refresh themselves without being seen by the local men. It was nice for them to be seen in the bath costume.
Great. Now today, Leuca has a very good reputation in Salento.
Yes, of course. Leuca is one of our most famous seaside places. So tourists come here because of the presence of nice hotels and nice restaurants. food is good as well. So we are really famous.
In making a comparison to a city in the United States, I would probably say the Hamptons in New York, because I don't see this place as being very popular with the younger generations, where there's discos and nightclubs. This seems to be a very calm, tranquil location. People come, rest on the beach, and there are also a lot of caves here and grottos. Is that correct?
Yes, of course. So we have beautiful natural caves. That's why we organize a lot of boat trips for admiring the caves, but it's possible to swim inside these caves for admiring the beautiful water, the beautiful colors of the crystallines in waters that characterize this part of Salento. So we wait for you.
Yep,
Salento
we
is
wait
waiting
for you. This is my third time in Leuca. I love it here, and I'm sure I'll come back in the near future. So anyway, thanks guys for checking in. Bye.